Gloves are on. Jacket is zipped. Chrono scanner. Engine's hot. Vile villains. Evil plot. Bring back the look to its rightful place in town. Tell me what in time is Carmen San Diego. Using a different camera tonight, different phone. Hopefully alleviating any hotspot issues. Anyone who hasn't been in New York in a while, they've opened a Friends Experience attraction, I guess you would say, right on 23rd and Lex. Not really sure what they have going on in there, but I might try to check it out at some point. Interesting that they're trying to capitalize on Friends 20 years after it ended. Currently we are on 22nd and Lexington Avenue. Heading towards Gramercy Park.
Well, that's why
Looks like there is a tree set up there. Video quality might not be as good as the note I usually use, but I think with the live streams, that doesn't matter as much since I can't use full quality anyway. But as you can see, the tree is up. What do they call it on the evening? Just reached Gramercy Park. Now recalibrated, the drift on the gimbal and everything. Looks like a level is still an issue, but not as bad as before. If you tuned into my stream early this morning. Sure, yeah, I'm not the only one live right now, I don't think. There's a couple of people live in New York. Dutch Maz is the other one, great streamer. High energy. I'm still keeping up a relatively brisk pace. It's still a little chilly. I personally never wear more than a single layer under my jacket in the winter even. Looks like a nice setup over there with a nice tree inside that apartment. Kind of cool. Person's hanging out there with two monitors, maybe getting some work done at the end of the day, hopefully relaxing. This is the National Arts Club. Interesting area. Building ABTA, or is it AVTA, since you are from Russia? Good evening. Welcome. So I was on Lexington Avenue. I was walking south towards Gramercy Park. I walked the perimeter of the park, and now I'm walking south on Irving Place. So that was the end of Lexington Avenue. at its southernmost portion. And then south of Gramercy Park, Irving Place begins. Irving Place is a relatively quiet street. It has a few restaurants, cafes, not too many, a wine bar or two, but it's relatively residential otherwise, and pretty quiet. A Friend of a Farmer is a popular restaurant here. We're coming up on it right now. Bedford Cheese Shop is right here. I'm not sure why it's closed. But it's a great cheese shop. I think it was open during the pandemic. We've just reached 18th Street. Try to be careful crossing the street. And we continue walking south on this chilly night. A newer building with a private garage for its tenants. And next door is a Dahlia bar and kitchen, a wine bar, Pierre Loti, and Cafe Salmagundi. We reach 17th Street, I want to make a right. And if I make a right from there, leaving Irving Place going towards Park Avenue South, this takes us to Union Square. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I don't know if the microphones on this phone are as good as my usual streaming phone. A lot of people have their trees up. Another NYU building. Wow. We reached Union Square. They might have had the market up today. I do see some stands at the west side of it. Don't see any cars. Let's head to Union Square West, see what they're still selling. The sun has pretty much set here. Now you can still see the lighter sky, but it's relatively dark. This is a pretty big Barnes & Noble's here at Union Square. It's been here for quite a while, as long as I can remember. The top floor was used, I guess still is used, for book signings and other guest speakers. And it used to have a software store on the third floor. But I guess there really aren't any or many brick and mortar software only stores. If you remember Software Etc., Babbage's. Dating myself. So the only stands left here is this vegan body and soul bake shop, Roxbury Mountain Maple syrups and whatnot. Yeah, Melody Lynn, we're at Union Square. pull off a glove and check my other phone. Got a work message. Mie, good evening. 2 in 1 day. I'm doing a twofer. You know, I decided why am I bothering making a hotspot from my Verizon phone to my other phone when I could just use my Verizon phone. So that's what I'm doing. It's an older phone, but hopefully it works. Seems like a karaoke machine. Yeah, it is an interesting atmosphere. Okay. This Reebok store in the corner, I think, is pretty new.
Good job, man. Yo, man, I know what you got, man. Yeah, one of the boxes got my wife in there. But I ain't
Yeah, it is quite chilly right now. Got my gloves on. Trying to be as warm as I can. Which also means I gotta walk a little quicker. Get the blood flowing. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully we're stable. Walking towards 5th Avenue now. I think I'm going to do an overall walk south. Yeah, it's definitely colder today. Let's see if I can get over this hose. I think it's going to be pretty cool for the first half of the week, and then it starts to warm up a little bit. Reached 5th Avenue and 14th Street. My plan from here is to walk even more south. Let's check the time. 4:55. Charging. Okay. This part of 5th Avenue becomes a bit more residential. The left side of me is one of the new school buildings. Some of the restaurants that continue to do outdoor dining, they've put out some industrial strength heaters. They're quite warm when I walk by. I don't know how well they do when a strong gust of wind comes, but if you're sitting there and it's not windy, hopefully in one of those, there are 3-walled cabins they've been building, you'll probably be okay. This is 5th Avenue. Khaled. I'm walking south on 5th Avenue and 13th Street right now. So the street numbers are going to be going down. And I do live in Manhattan. I'm heading towards Washington Square Park, and I'm gonna keep going south. I know I've been by here the other day, but it's a nice area, and if I go south of there, you might see some of the restaurants still doing the outdoor dining despite technically freezing weather. We've reached 12th Street. I'm in Midtown. Midtown's a big enough place that I don't mind saying what neighborhood I'm in. South of there. Yeah, if the cars are going to be driving slower than the ambulance, I don't know why they didn't let it pass sooner. Driving in New York. It can't be easy for an ambulance driver. I can only imagine. You have somebody who needs your help and you have to fight the New York City traffic that doesn't always want to get out of your way. Sometimes you just can't because it's a gridlock. But this is still a pretty residential area. Some university buildings from NYU still here. DTUK, hello. I decided to come out again. I'm just using my my iPhone. No, that was an ambulance that drove down. I wonder why I'm still drifting as much. It'll sort itself out. Yep, New York University. Getting close to Fifth Avenue is where they have... getting close to the park is where they have most of their campus. A lot of buildings surrounding it are NYU owned or leased. But I think NYU has a lot of money. I think this is where the ambulance was heading. But there is still indoor dining. It's significantly reduced capacity. So I imagine if the restaurants can get outdoor spaces to work with heaters despite the cold, they'll do it just to have that extra capacity they no longer have inside. And here we are approaching the Washington Square Arch. Angelo Callo, how is NYC without the tourists? It was quiet. Some of them have started to come back a little bit, but it's still pretty quiet. If you head towards Fifth Avenue around 50s, Rockefeller Center area, it's a little busier. This is Washington Mews, a little street with little townhouses that look very nice. Cobblestone street at the end of the block. Cool little area. It's a private street only for dog walking by residents. And now we'll head back towards Washington Square Park. They have a tree that they put inside the arch, or just in front of it, closer to us. I wonder when the lighting of that tree is going to be. 'Cause it looks like it has some lights on it, but they're not on. They're selling ice cream right now. I wonder how many sales they've made today. I won't be necessarily purchasing any ice cream myself right now. I have not super strict, but I have a rule that I won't eat ice cream if I'm wearing gloves. I just made up that rule, but I think it's a decent one to follow. There's the arch with Christmas tree in front of it. Not lit up yet, but I imagine it might be relatively soon. There's a lot of police activity and barricades stopping you from going under the arch. There was somebody playing piano here last time I walked through, but it's got to be too cold. My fingers couldn't handle it. It's hard to see because it's so dark in here, but she's doing an interpretive dance of sorts. It's very, very nice. Aya Vlogs, good evening. Welcome. You had a pretty busy stream yourself the other night. You were everywhere. I'm trying to head towards Mcdougall Street. Might be able to check out some more restaurants there. See how they're doing in this super cold weather. If people are outdoors with the heaters or... Oh boy. It is dark and I think that was a big rat. Oh my goodness. It's too dark to even show the rat. But you might have been able to hear the rustling, and that was not a squirrel or a dog, that was a rat. So we're inside Washington Square Park, heading southwest right now, technically. In the dark. A little bit of lighting here, not too much. 5:04 p.m. Eastern for us. Yeah, I was happy to join. It was great. Very exciting. This area of the park has chessboards set up. Some people are sitting with their chessboards set up, waiting for people to play with them. They do usually charge, just so you know, in case you ever wanted to sit down. And I think it's win or lose, they charge. So it's not like if you beat them, you don't have to pay. You just have to pay to play. So we just hit Washington Square West, and now it turns into Mcdougall Street. And it looks like the other side of the street has more restaurants to see, so I'm gonna wait for this car to pass. Across the street. So we can look at the restaurants, see what they're doing. See this place, Aperol, looks like they sell gelato here sometimes, but it's empty. The garden. It looks like several of these places do not have their outdoor dining ready to go. It's too cold for them. Ben's Pizzeria. No outdoor dining, but they have enough indoor seats. All right, here's Cafe Reggio. So they have outdoor seating. Looks like they have some heaters. They're not on right now. So far, the folks that have been sitting outside are sitting without heaters at the places I just walked by. Which is kind of impressive if you ask me. It's pretty cold, especially if you're sitting. It's cold enough if you're just taking a walk. Well, this one did set up some heating. And then, of course, the famous artichoke pizza. They have several locations now. Off the Wagon. A bar, but it's got people inside. This is one of those industrial style heaters. It's not on right now since no one's eating. I imagine they would want to save energy. Yeah, I have vlogs. Exactly. We're trying. People are still coming, but it's significantly less. I don't know the percentage, but I would be curious. There's a comedy club here. Monte's Trattoria. Some Italian food. And of course, right next to it, or a couple of doors down, is Indian food. What up? How's it going? All right. As we keep heading south on Mcdougall Street. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I want to try it out myself. Just out of curiosity, but I'm not sure if I want to sit my pregnant wife and eat outdoors, even if it's under a heater. Oh. So I looked up at the sky and I definitely see 90% down. That makes sense, especially if the borders are still closed to Europe. There's definitely been a lot more national travel. For example, I went up to Bar Harbor, Maine, in AJ Vintage. Hello. I went up to Bar Harbor, Maine, at the end of August, and it was packed with U.S. citizens. So it was all national travel. Everyone just from all over the, probably New England, so Northeast United States. A lot of people. That's a fast race car. A lot of people a lot of people are trying to get out of their current states just to take a look. I just wanted to see that little race car. It was going pretty quick. But yeah, I overheard the front desk person at the hotel in Bar Harbor telling someone else that they were booked out for like 3 weeks, fully booked. And we weren't even in Bar Harbor proper. We were at a hotel like 20 minutes away. So it was busy. I have vlogs. Where's Mrs. Commuter right now? She's home. She has some work to finish up. I start my work day pretty early, so I was able to get my work done by around 4 o'clock. I was up at 5 today, 5 a.m. So I got out, did some work, and then I walked back from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and I continued the rest of my work from home. So we're still walking south. Nah, it's not focusing on my watch. 5:11 Eastern. Military time. What is that? 1700? In the background, you can see the Freedom Tower. Oh, it is a long day. It is a long day. I tend to go to sleep pretty early. As you can imagine, if I get up at 5, gotta dodge those plants. So I was up at 5. I go to bed by 9:30, 10. And 4K Wanderer did a pretty cool night stream that I missed out on, but I was able to catch up on it earlier today. By the time anybody does those night streams, I'm already a few hours in my sleep. I get phone calls on it, but they're never legitimate. Not one. So we just passed by Prince Street, and we've merged now with 6th Avenue. What's going on here? Italian barber. Looks like a very old school New York City barber shop. Bar and restaurant Ciccio. Unfortunately closed. Doesn't look like they reopened at all since the pandemic. Alright, now we are officially on 6th Avenue, or Avenue of the Americas. Oh, what I was saying before, I kind of got distracted by something, but right to the right of the spire, there's that solid light above the red light. Howdy, just right there. That's definitely a planet. It very well could be Jupiter and Saturn, because I see 2 planets next to each other. The way I can tell if it's a planet or a star is the way it twinkles. When it doesn't twinkle, I know it's a planet. But I also read that Jupiter and Saturn are supposed to be closer together now. I don't know if they're the closest they're going to be yet, but they're eventually going to be closer together than they were since something like 1200 AD, which is a good 800 years, so that's something exciting. Astronomy event. Yeah, I forgot where I even heard that, but I've confirmed it multiple times. Whenever you don't see a twinkle, like it's even hard to describe, but it just doesn't flicker. That's maybe a better way to say it. A planet doesn't flicker. And then what I also have downloaded on my phone is Google Sky Maps, which you essentially can pull it up and it acts like a gyroscope and a compass, and you can point it at the sky, and it has a database of what's supposed to be in the area of that sky at the time based on your location, and you can confirm what you think you're looking at. And I've done that to confirm that I've been looking at planets. I don't know. It's worked out so far for me. But yeah, Google Sky Maps, if you've never used that, it's a pretty cool software if you want to confirm what you're looking at in the night sky. Yeah, I thought they deprecated it or something, so I've always had an installation file on my Android phone, but I think it's getting updated again. This is a pretty cool modern looking townhouse. Somebody's still working on the 2nd floor. All right. So we've just gotten to Watts Street, which has a restaurant on the corner. Looks like it's Lupe's. Okay. There's not too much in front of me, so I'm going to walk left a little bit. I took a left on Watts Street. So this is going a little bit more east. And I'm coming up on Thompson Street. Now all this traffic is likely heading to one of the tunnels that goes to New Jersey. So people are here, people are working. Oh yeah, I was here the other day. I think that Russian restaurant is right around here. Mishka, whatever it was called. Oh, looks like was it open today? Mishka, they had outdoor dining, but right now it's all closed up. But this is where we saw the set bass. Set bass. I'm sure it's sea bass. But I won't fault them for writing that. I'm pretty sure it's an A. Now, this car is upset because it has the green light and the other cars have blocked it completely from going anywhere. They've decided to wait in the middle of the street despite not having the light. New York traffic. Now we're approaching West Broadway, which is not the same as Broadway. It's a different street. As you can imagine, it is more west than regular Broadway. Gosh, even with these gloves, my hands are feeling it. Oh, Cipriani's. So they had some really strong heaters last time I was here, but it looks like nobody's eating outside right now. Yeah, it's hard to see on the phone, but there might be a couple people, but they're definitely wearing their full-on jackets. And I don't know how much I'd recommend it. Let me cross here and walk a little bit more on Broome Street, and then maybe go right, more south. Hopefully the picture's all right. This is an older iPhone 8 that runs on the Verizon network. This is what I've been trying to use as a hotspot to my Galaxy Note 20. I don't know why I just didn't bother using this phone at all. I figured the cameras are better than the Note 20, but I'm just streaming anyway. It's not like I'm recording a high-quality video. I think I would take the network stability over the video camera. This is Fred Perry clothing that I've never worn. Okay, this is an interesting street. Wooster Street. We're on Wooster Street. Thanks, Mia. Good to know. Good to know. Nobody out here right now. Just me and you guys. Growth mindset. Love the resolution and network consistency. Great. I'm glad it's working well. I am using, this is again the iPhone 8 on Verizon, and it is on a Snappa Atom gimbal, which I'm using because it's supposed to have, let's see if this works. There we go, we're back. And it's keeping my phone charged. It has wireless charging built into the clamp. I think because the iPhone 8 is so much smaller than the Galaxy Note 20, it's actually able to keep it charged, but it can't keep up with the Galaxy Note 20, probably because the screen size drains the battery faster than it can keep it charged. with a lower amperage wireless charger. So we've reached Grand Street. If I kept walking where that car is driving on Grand Street, I would end up pretty much in the heart of Chinatown, where I actually didn't want to walk over to today. But let's check out a little bit more south here and see if anything exciting is going on in this neighborhood. Probably not, but I feel like not too many people walk this way. It's very industrial feeling. Although I think there's some hidden apartments here that are very nice. And I imagine they're not cheap. But yeah, this is a Snappa Atom gimbal, SNOPPA. I think they're actually working on a Snappa Atom 2. There's not too much information about it, but it looks very sleek. I just hope it still has charging built into it. It's nice when it's all built into the gimbal, because otherwise you have wires and things hanging off the side. I'd worry about destabilizing it if it's not powerful enough. And I'm sure that drains the battery even faster. All right, there's an art Soho store here on Worcester Street. It's still open, but I cannot draw, and I've tried. I'm terrible. So I'll save it for the people who are good at drawing. Music I can do a little bit. I can't draw. All right, we've reached Canal Street. Actually, let me cross. So Canal, like Grand, Canal is probably more iconic for Chinatown here than anything else. And this side is still not really officially Chinatown, but if I kept walking in this direction, east, I'd hit there. But let me go a little bit more south, see what's going on Church Street. I think there's a post office here. Yeah, the Canal Street Station. Post office. I see some P.O. boxes in there. Oh yeah, I missed that message. Naka Nageswara Rao from India. It's morning in India. It's evening here. It's always amazing to me. I think that by default disproves flat Earth. If the Earth were truly flat, I don't see how we could have two different times of day on different sides of the Earth. Opinions are all my own, of course, but I try to root mine in science. Muni wants me to scream, "Yer?" I'm not a very loud person in general, so I'm not sure how much I'd be able to scream. Oh, don't run me over. The light didn't change for them yet. Even though it says red for me, there's only just changed to green. Right now, we are still on Church Street, heading south.
Mike Bloomberg.
That guy was saying something about Mike Bloomberg. One of our mayors passed. I don't know why I said it like Yoda. One of our past mayors. Have I been to London? Yes, I have been to London. I believe I was there in 2001. These look like nice apartments. Yabba dabba doo. What is that, Flintstones? I think so. Still walking south. We're walking south. David Magnifico, if I can cure your insomnia, then I've done something, I guess. Spicy Thunder, what up? Now, there's not much in the way of the hood on this part of Manhattan. I'd probably have to go north. Spicy Thunder, it is cold. Not super cold, I'm relatively comfortable now. My gimbal hand is a little chilly, but I switch off every once in a while and give the other one a few pumps. But I'm not wearing a hat. I have no hair. And I'm alright. This restaurant is closed. Yeah, I have some of those Anchor battery packs that do have a Qualcomm fast charge or whatever it's called. They do work, but I don't have anything on me right now. I'm just seeing how long it'll last on its own in its own setup. Yeah, Alicia, pretty much. This side of Manhattan, southern side, doesn't really have what is being referred to as the hood. Bald is the new sexy. I've been bald for 10 years now. I made the choice to just shave everything. Why not? Oh, here we can see the actual temperature. 5:30 p.m., 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So in Fahrenheit, that's 5 degrees above freezing, 32, which equates to 0 degrees Celsius. Just my head and face. Yeah, I think a lot of people with money are still in the Hamptons. They either don't need to work or they can all work remotely. Looks like there's a street here called Trimble Place. I wonder what's on that street. I didn't make any real plans, but I guess I am heading in that direction. Well, here's Trimble Place. Maybe the shortest street in New York. Actually, that'd be some good trivia. I'd like to know. Where's the shortest street in New York City? Right now, Trimble Place is my personal contender. Trimble Place. Now we can say we walked all of Trimble Place tonight. Yeah, this gimbal keeps losing horizon, even though I recalibrated it earlier. Yeah, it's a bit creepy. But really, there's nothing going on down here. I think that might be a firehouse. with the decorations on it, but it's hard to say. Oh, my regular walking videos. Yeah, I could do that. Sometimes the walk itself is actually much longer, but I break it up by neighborhoods. But sometimes it makes sense to keep it all in one. Yeah, this is Engine 7 fireplace. Oh, I miss it. Philippos from Greece. Welcome. I've been to Greece also. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, like if I walk through Central Park, I'll usually keep that all together rather than break it up. All right, we're back on Broadway. And so we're between Duane. We were just on Duane Street. Oh, I think I know the building you were talking about.
You want to do anything, you can do yourself.
Thanks, D2K. Appreciate the support. Getting people to thumbs up. Oh no, that's a blast from the past. I don't know how many of them exist still, but there's a Radio Shack right there. Well, the sign for Radio Shack below it is definitely not Radio Shack. This is more than anything else, this is definitely the financial district right now. You're close to City Hall and all those places. Yeah, I forget what the age limit is here, but usually little kids under 6 or 7, I think, don't wear them. They're going to be filming Law & Order SVU, Special Victims Unit, tomorrow. I wonder if that's the building you were talking about. The Rikers Rejects head out at Center Street. Oh, I guess they have a holding area over there. Václav Mijeki. Hope I said that right. Yeah, everything is, some things are dirty, some things are not. It's New York. I love it no matter what. Triangular looking top. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure out the triangular looking top building. Still don't know for sure. In front of me looks like the New York City Department of citywide administrative services. That's that one right up there. From France, Europe, traveling and cooking, hello. Graciane Marino from Brazil, hello. Václav Miecki from Poland, Poznan, Poland. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I moved here from Russia in 1991. I was pretty young, but even then New York was pretty different back then. I keep hearing a lot of people saying how with the pandemic and people leaving, and I think homeless shelters have less capacity right now too. It's because they don't want to pack them up like sardines, of course, so that's also dangerous. So there's a lot more in the streets, unfortunately. You know, it's the winter now, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but it's a sad state of affairs. Bonsi, hello from Canada, hello. Spicy Thunder, good evening. Have a good sleep. All right. The Brooklyn Bridge is right there. But I've been in Brooklyn already today. Speed up a little bit. It's getting a little chillier. To my left is Brooklyn Bridge. Thou Butcher, watching from Germany. Hello. Yes, you're Sohail from Pakistan. Welcome. I do agree. A lot of good things come out of Brooklyn. Magnifico. Magnifico. A lot of my brethren live in Brooklyn, Brighton Beach. Все русские там живут. Не все, много. Many Russians. Yes, I live in New York. Oh, 4K Wanderer, welcome. Okay, Wanderer, I snipe modded you, not to give you work to do, but to highlight you, make sure you stand out as my good friend. Thanks again, thank you. Yeah, no pressure, just to make sure you are highlighted. Everyone should definitely check out 4K Wanderer. While New York is cool, he'll show you Toronto and has some cool videos in New York City when he was down here too. Hopefully the next time we're in the same city, we'll be able to meet up, check out some cool places. Oviedo, Spain. Hello, Luis. I am pretty much in Fidei, yes. Melody, Josh, welcome. Amir, it is a nice city. I still think so. I know there's a lot of opinions about that. Personally, I still like New York. It's hard for me to not call home. I've lived here for 30 years now. Straight out of Russia. I haven't had borscht in a while. I actually might want to get some. If you play Monopoly, here's Park Place. And we are on Broadway. You buy both. And before we were on Duane Street, and the next street was Reed Street, I believe because the first Duane Reed was on that block, and it was called Duane Reed Pharmacy. But I think many Duane Reeds are now turning into Walgreens, all owned by the same company. Brooklyn Bridge was the other side. Brooklyn Bridge will be in that direction from where I am now. The Russian food everyone should try. Cheeky Lulu Lass, thank you for subscribing from Brooklyn, New York. Welcome. Welcome to Manhattan, I guess. Not too far away. But the best Russian food that I would suggest trying. I'm thinking about what my grandma makes. I feel like an iconic Russian food that is eaten a little bit differently than the other type of it, like if you, maybe a Chinese one or another Asian country, is their dumplings, the Russian dumpling. Pelmeni. I like those a lot. Yes. ABTA. Exactly. Пирожки, пельмени. My grandma whips up like a couple of hundred of them and freezes them, so they're always available if I go visit. My grandma also likes to make koladziets, but she tends to make things that are grеческие type foods. Oh, this is very interesting. Some interesting decorations here. Yeah, Russian dumplings you eat with sour cream. Usually, I do anyway. Yeah, I mean, Russian food is a lot of meat and potatoes, from what I remember being there, but there's definitely some variety even with that. Borscht is a beet soup, beet base. The koladziets I was mentioning before is kind of like a pig fat, I think. Yep, smetana, exactly. Many of them do live off vodka. Yes, Barbie Dream, if you're 12, probably best to avoid drinking. Save your liver. No cars right now, I'm gonna cross. I think I see the Oculus down there, not to be confused with the VR headset. Seryotka, it's herring, I think. Seryotka. I do love herring, actually. Olympic 65, I agree very much. Yeah, I'd like to know the stats on that too. How many people actually try to come to New York to become actors? Because I imagine it is not easy. Not easy at all. Oh, shashlik. Yeah, the Russian shish kebabs. Very good. The best ones are lamb. In my opinion. I mean, if you're gonna look for Russian food, you're probably gonna want to go to Brooklyn, to Brighton Beach. Yeah, here's the Oculus. It's very purple right now. What time is it? Oh, it's 5:48. Time really flies. I hear that Dutch Mass is around here. Brendan, it is cold. The entrance to the Oculus and the shops at the Oculus. I'm gonna go in, warm up a little bit. Josh D, I'll probably hear Dutch Mass before I see him. He is very energetic. I do hope I run into him. Danny Shohat from Israel. Hello. Thank you. I've been to Israel as well, and I have to say, I've never had hummus that was as good as when I was in Israel. I don't know if they use salt from the Dead Sea or what, but never had hummus as good as it was in Israel. Louise, yes, there are a lot of accessible subway stations that do comply with ADA regulations. They're usually the bigger ones, so definitely like Times Square, Herald Square, 34th Street. Those stations do have them, which is good. I think it's important to ensure all people feel like they can get around with public transportation. K214, hello. It is futuristic. A lot of shops. I mean, yeah, this is not just a shopping center with an Apple store down there. This is also a transit hub. So a lot of folks are getting home from here. I think the PATH train, you can get to Jersey from here, and pretty much every other major train that'll get you to other boroughs, including as far as the Bronx. A lot of little shops downstairs, even little stands. But for the most part, nobody's hanging around. Everyone is, whoops. Let me press that again. That was interesting. Yasmin, right now I'm using the iPhone 8 because it's on Verizon. I have a Verizon iPhone through work, and I'm stabilizing it on the Snappa Atom. Kegs Jacks from Liverpool, UK. Hello. Got a few folks from the UK here. DT being one of them. I think Mie too. Mie's from the UK also, I believe. Say hi to Dutchmaster, Mrs. Commuter. Mrs. Commuter is on. Not with me, but she's on the stream. I was told I would hear him before I see him. 4K Wanderer, this is the Snappa Atom. Snappa Atom. I like it because it has wireless charging in the handle. I'm gonna head, well, where is the way to get down? This goes up again. Mercedes Constantino. Hello from Argentina. Привет, народ. США. Хорошее здание. Действительно, как Россия большое. С наступающим Новым годом. Вячеslav Sukhozanov. My Russian isn't that great anymore, and I read very slowly, but I hope I read that okay. And yes, I think I said hello to Mercedes from Argentina. How do I get down to the next level? I guess I have to take a side escalator, so I'm gonna go back. No, Russian spy talk. I might be a sleeper agent, I don't know. I'm just waiting for the code word or the sound that's going to activate me. All right, I'm going to go down only. Down only. I found the way to get down. Colleen Kwok Song, London. Thank you. Mathao Boucher, what inspired me to do... who said that actually? Oh, Big Dog asked what inspired me to do walking streams. Well, I originally just wanted to record myself walking because I walked so much in general. And I like the idea of filming when I'm walking. I wanted to do speed walking originally. Just because walking around in New York City quickly, dodging tourists before the pandemic would have been interesting. I thought interesting to see. And then it kind of evolved, you know, it felt more important to keep doing during the pandemic to show what's going on. And it's kind of becoming a piece of history one way or another. And I don't think I'm that grand to think of it as a piece of history, but I just like doing it now. And then doing these live streams just makes it feel more like I'm taking you on a journey and communicate with you during the journey real time. It's just it's a nice thing to be able to do, I think. John Wick's gonna find me, yes. It's hard to scroll around here. What did I miss? What do I think? I have iPhone 12 mini? I don't know. I'm not usually an iPhone user. I just use the iPhone 8 through work. I'm sure it's a good phone. It's probably got better cameras than this. Большой привет тебе, автор, молодец. Будь здоров. Thank you, Vyacheslav. Juan Carlos? I mean, if you're okay with flying, if you're okay with traveling with other people and are safe about it, then I think it's okay to come to New York City. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Mrs. Commuter, you have to look out for Mrs. Commuter in the chat. She's there. She said hello. I'm still wearing gloves and my hands are still cold, even though I've been inside here for a while. And everyone keeps saying Dutch Maz is close. I don't know where he is now. I don't know what kind of clues you want me to give him. It's not like I'm hiding my face. It's just it's more interesting to see what's on the front of the camera, I think. I kind of want to see if I can get a little closer to the World Trade Center area. Do I think the city might be recovering by spring? It's hard to say. If you're moving here, hopefully you still get a good deal on your apartment before then, if you can lock in a price, because right now apartments are pretty cheap. Again, who knows what'll happen if everything gets back to the way it usually was. That'll take me to the subway if I wanted to go there. Yeah, if you're moving here, don't stop your life. You know, we'll see what happens. The vaccine is coming. I think Mie mentioned it's coming to the UK this week, if not tomorrow. Not exactly sure where I am. Well, let's see. I'm right next to the World Trade Center. Yes, me tomorrow. That's what you told me earlier, right? I mean, let's see how well it does. I just hope there's no strange things about it. That's all. Out and about, it is quite quiet. I hope I didn't miss too much. I'm on the smaller iPhone 8, so the comments, again, I'm still amazed at how many people are here. Yes, I am. Sorry. Some of my old videos did have my face in them. Yeah, I mean, if you have to be here, it's still New York, one way or another. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. I think you might have heard some bells in the background. I mean, in general, New York is just... I don't think New York is ever the same as it was before, one way or another. It's always changing. Always. 4K Wander, exactly. And thanks, yeah, this is so many people. I feel like it's rare unless you're somebody who does these kinds of videos, walking videos in New York City. For whatever reason, these New York City live streams do so well, and I'm surprised every time I see it. Yeah, I mean, we're still so I'm at the World Trade Center, on the old side of the World Trade Center towers is right there. But there's still a lot of construction here, you know, ever since 9/11, there's still a lot of building and everything happening. Yep, 4K Wanderer, exactly. Out and about, thank you. This is where the 9/11 memorial is. Where was I during 9/11? I was in high school on the Upper West Side. Sid, you like the stream? Great, I'm glad. If you're happy, I'm happy. Did I grow up in NYC? Kind of. I mean, I moved here when I was very young, and essentially, I would say I grew up here. Why not? Zach McNally from Toronto? You might run into 4K Wanderer.
But like, there's so much.
Yeah, I took a look at the stream later today since I was probably sleeping oops, my goodness. I hope I didn't startle you guys too much. It was an earthquake. I wonder what's going on over here. Greenwich and Liberty Street. I'm more impressed that the gimbal held onto my phone. I guess we've been almost in each other's paths today. Yep, I work during the day. Freedom Tower's back there. For freedom. Am I buffering again? I hope not. Although I don't think I can see all the emojis. I'm using Prism Live. Sometimes it doesn't show them all. Sounds good. Thank you for confirming that I'm good. Oops. Stripped up a little bit. Eddie Meyer, how's the weather? Chilly. I'll say not windy though, so that's good. Not windy, but chilly. I think I'm kind of heading in the South Street Seaport direction now, actually. There we go. I like that a little better. I've kind of gone east away from the World Trade Center. I hope. Yeah, I should be going east. do I have a favorite face mask? So, an infectious disease specialist I talked to said the best kind of face masks in general are the ones that you can kind of get tight enough around your face. Not like necessarily the seal of an N95 respirator, but something that has a strap in the back of your head/neck. So I found one on Etsy that met those requirements, because the ones that have valves are apparently not good. They do the exact opposite of what the point of a mask is, which is to really protect others from you. So no valves. What avenue am I on? Right now I'm on Greenwich Street and Rector Street. So technically I'm not on any avenue. But you can see some of the small streets. The number one coffee place, Dunkin' Donuts. What other questions did I miss? What other questions did I miss? What avenue am I on? No, that's why I just said that. Am I tall? Relatively. I guess I'm about 6'2". I do have a day job in healthcare. I don't think I can walk this way, so I'm gonna go this way. Do I like American football or baseball? Is that what I saw? Or basketball? Yeah, I also have kind of a naturally fast walking pace. It kind of became that way because when I was growing up and I was with my mom, we were always late, so I'm used to walking quickly. There was a question about basketball or American football. I'm not really a big sports fan, personally. I actually like professional wrestling, but if I had to choose between the two, I definitely like basketball more. I grew up playing basketball in my local parks. But I like the entertainment and the drama of professional wrestling. I understand it's an entertainment show. I understand that. But you know, I like what I like. Погода хорошая. У нас вчера минус 20 было под Цельсию. Сибирь. Барнаул. Я из Кургана. Я родился в Кургане, Сибирь. Vyacheslav was saying how it's minus 20 in Celsius in Siberia. Oh, I'm not sure what this walkway is. I want to take a look here. I have a little bit of the opposite experience with wrestling. I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid, so I spent the rest of my life catching up to it, catching up on lost time. Yeah, not all parts of Siberia are like super duper cold. Even where I was from, we still had summers where I could wear shorts and a t-shirt for a couple of weeks. Yeah, this is the Battery Tunnel, but they changed the name. It's the Jim Carrey Tunnel. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel. It's a pedestrian walkway over the entrance and exit to the Battery or Hugh Carey Tunnel. I'm gonna head back. I want to keep walking more towards the water. Rebel. Politics isn't really my thing. All I'll really say is New York is considered, at least New York City is considered very democratic. So you can imagine which way most of New York City voted for based on that. But yeah, I prefer to keep politics a separate issue. I don't really know how I ended up all the way down here, but I think we're at Battery Park. Not completely intentional, but here we are. So actually I'm gonna go this way. The end of January. It looks like it's very dark in there, so even if I did go in there, I wouldn't you wouldn't be able to see too much just because how dark it is. Ah, that's very cool. Yeah, Battery Park, I think in general it's a decently, I mean, I'm sure he was offered an apartment, but in general, I don't think this place is that badly priced for the space of the apartments you get here. I'm not quite as far from home as Dorothy is, but I'm not super close. I think I titled the stream Meandering around Manhattan. I'd probably put through Manhattan, I don't know why. But I am just meandering. I think the bull is around here. I mean, Big Dog, the masks you're probably buying at the stores, those kinds of masks are more for others' protection, so you don't, blow out particles from your face. What buildings are these? 26 Broadway? Some of them, a lot of them look residential. Some of them look like office buildings. I think that's City Hall behind there. But it's also, I think, the Museum of the American Indian in the back too. So I think if you want to wear a mask that for sure protects you too, you got to get the ones that make a full seal with your face, like the N95 masks. Sure, let me rub the bull for good luck. For Pit Clan Tracy. Charging bull. mean, I think that's pretty cool. So I think there was a question if I'm a real New Yorker or not. I definitely wasn't born here. But I moved here young enough and I grew up here for the most part, so I consider myself a New Yorker. Ha, the stream is total bull. Yes, it was. Can Kurt. Hello, Turkey. Oh, did I miss? Oh, the Brahma Bull. Insufficient memory. I don't know what they mean. I didn't do anything. The Brahma Bull, The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, yes. Yeah, I don't think so either. I identify more with New York at this point than I do anywhere else in the world. Thank you, Ahmed Salomon. How many miles do I walk? I don't know. Today I definitely walked a lot. I'll tell you that I'm at 26,000 steps. My watch says I walked 12.7 miles. If it's accurate, maybe. Museum of Finance, 26. This is, I think we're on Broadway now. I believe Action Kid did a walk where he did all of Broadway, Manhattan. I'm interested in doing that also, but I kind of want to do it as fast as I can on the coldest day of the year. I don't know why I set up... I don't know why I set those kind of parameters for myself, but that's kind of what I want to do. 4K Wonder, thank you for explaining the origin of the bull. The bull and the bear market. Aha. All these stock market terms. One Wall Street. That's right, the Fearless Girl is nearby somewhere. And I'm walking back north now. Yeah, it's a long live stream. I'm more concerned about battery at that point. I mean, I feel like I already walked a lot today. I did a morning stream where I walked from Brooklyn to Manhattan. And now I just checked my watch a few minutes ago and I'm at almost 13 miles for the day. I hope that means I'll sleep well tonight. Matthias Butcher, good night from Germany. Thank you for joining. Good night. So this part of Broadway is called the Canyon of Heroes, is what it says under the Broadway sign. We're approaching Cedar Street as I walk north on Broadway. Speeder bike. What time is it right now? Right now in New York, it's 6:22 p.m. or 18:22. I'm heading north on Broadway. I was asked to stop by the South Street Seaport. Oop. Person ran across the street as the car was coming, but the car stopped in time. So maybe I'll start heading a little more east towards the South Street Seaport. And it's chilly Monday evening, morning. I don't know what time of day it is anymore. Well, it's morning somewhere. McDonald's is everywhere. American Yuxel, hello. Pit Clan Tracy, morning in Tokyo, yeah? Let's check out this street, why not? This is Cortlandt Street. Milton Del Rosario. Hello. Shelley Gray, hello, welcome. Josh, I think there's a guy named Tokyo Explorer. I think. If I remember correctly. Back alley. I'm gonna avoid the back alley. Now this is called Maiden Lane and Nassau Street. Tesla Model 3. There's a Christmas tree at 33 Maiden Lane. No, this is New York. We are in New York City. Oh, I saw somebody from North Wales. Hello. Ooh. The heat is on here from these devices. Not all of them are on, only the ones under the first door. I am getting a little hungry. So if you're talking about sausage, I am gonna get even hungrier. Yep, Shelley, no problem, welcome. 4K Wanderer, thank you for clarifying where I am. The smaller iPhone screen, I can only see 3 or 4 messages at a time. Good evening, Hassan. Or is it Hassan? I've heard it both ways. Park. Familia Pizzeria. Right next to a wine store, a liquor store in general. And now we're approaching Gold Street. The weather right now is frightful. Not frightful. It's chilly. It's chilly right now, air temperature wise, but it's not windy. And I think that's I'm appreciating that a lot right now, that it's not windy. Yeah, I mean Shake Shack is solid. I do wish we had In-N-Out here, but Shake Shack's a solid burger. You know, relative to where I am now, Times Square is pretty far. But I'll definitely be out there at some point. It's not that New York is sleeping right now. This area, the financial district, it really quiets down in the evening. Even before, it's just once the business is here and the offices, people go home, everything kind of shuts down. Out in the Philippines, 7 a.m. and 7:30 in the morning. No, it's 6:30 at night here. Mall from Amsterdam, hello. Can Kurt, thank you. Good evening. Have a nice day to you too. Assuming it's daytime where you are. We've reached Water Street. If I go left, we are hitting South Street Seaport soon. Yeah, welcome everyone. Yeah, very quiet in this area after hours. 160 Water Street. I believe NYU even has a dorm around here. From Wales, Ian Nichols, hello. Mall, is living in New York nice? I think so. I like it. But everyone has an opinion about where they like and don't like, and everyone's entitled to it. Of course. Some people think it's only worth visiting, but it is what it is. One Seaport Plaza. Of course, the Starbucks here looks like they might still be open, but probably packing up because this place does get quiet. No, we're not even that close to NYU's campus. They just have buildings everywhere. I remember they had a dorm on Water Street. Yeah, Mall, I mean, they still put up all the decorations and everything. It's, as you can see, Christmas is not forgotten here, despite everything. So I'm gonna cross the street. And this will take us into South Street VR. Well, that's pretty cool. Wow, they got a good sized tree in the South Street Seaport too. On the Tin Building. Wonder where that is. I'm not familiar. But yeah, here we are at the Seaport. Trying to fix my angle. Here we go. South Street Seaport. Quiet. It is quiet. Ольга Логвиненко. Я думаю, так тоже. God. It might be interesting to do a walk of all the different filming locations of famous classic films. These trees are not for sale. They're covering an outdoor bar area that they've enclosed. This area here they just turned this more into office space. This is, well, this used to be more of a mall. Now this is something else. They made a concert venue on the top. There's a restaurant on the bottom. Of course, there's some boats around here. Все говорим по-русски, yes. Говорю по-русски. Boats of the seaport. I think this is Jack Sparrow's ship. This is the Black Pearl. Ha! Mall, we were thinking the same thing. This is the Ambrose, the Dean Ambrose wrestler. I thought most of these ships don't run anymore. I'm not sure about the Ambrose. Looks like it is still operational. This is Pier 17. It used to have a lot more shopping and whatnot. But now I think it's just some restaurants, and the top has a concert venue. The Dean Ambrose reference, yes. I would like to visit Amsterdam. I've never been. So we're on the East River now, and it is not windy at all. Watch, I said that, and that's going to be the strongest wind I've ever felt. That's right, Dean Ambrose did move venues. I think, didn't his wife stay? I think he's married to a WWE announcer. Natalia, not super close. United Nations is also on the East River, but we're south of it. Pretty notably south. You can see two bridges, and you can see the traffic going out of the city more than into the city. Little red lights going in this direction towards Brooklyn. NYC ferries are still running. I mean, I don't know what's in this building anymore. Let me go around the back and see what we can see. But I don't think there's much in here other than offices now. One person or family passing through at a time. Well, that won't be a problem right now. I am one of the only people here. Tide is pretty low right now. Yeah, it's very nice even looking over at Brooklyn. I think it would be cool to look at the view of Manhattan from that side too. So this restaurant is still pretty happening. They have heat lamps or heat, whatever you want to call them, heat somethings at every table near the inside. And I see some people not in their jackets, so I guess they're working okay. Got nice jazz music playing. I mean, I see an ATM here. It doesn't look like I'm not supposed to go in here. Right? It's kind of an odd place for an ATM. I'm really not sure if I'm supposed to be in here or not. So I see more tables that way. I don't know. You can't get me bail money yet. I'm still under review. Я жил здесь с 91 года. 91. I've been in New York City since. Yeah, there's not much going on in there. Oh man, where am I? Where have I gone? To a place that says no exit. Has that always been the case? Yeah, I guess I'm stuck if I go this way. Well, I learned a new lesson. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the only person out here right now. It's oh, maybe I can go through and come out the other way here. Let me do that. If I get arrested, just come for me. You know where I am. Oh yeah, I can get out through here. This is exactly the way we were looking before. This is the offices at Pier 17. Don't think I can go in there. Another exit over here. I guess we could check out the rooftop. I'm on the escalator. No one said anything yet. I mean, this used to be like a little shopping mall area. There were other restaurants, little shops. I think there used to be like a Sharper Image store or something, if I remember correctly. But it's changed. We are on 3. Next is 4, where there's restrooms. Took my glove off for a second. Hey, I have vlogs. Welcome back. Alright. We've reached... Yeah, I think the escalators are right on the other side. The next is... I think it's a party or something. Hello. Can I go to the roof or is there an event?
You just head up to the roof. You'll see me on the second area. It's on the left-hand side. Yeah, you just stay on this side of it.
On that side?
On this side.
Oh, that side. Okay.
You'll pretty notice.
Okay. All right. Thank you. There's an event on one side. Hi. If I'm just looking around, can I go out there? This side. Okay, thank you. So I think there's an event to the left, but this side is the public side. I missed a lot of chats while I was getting my way up here. I've not done any collaborations yet. I did run into James and Carla the other day. They were very cool. Am I bald? How come is this coming up all of a sudden now? Yes, I am bald. Was there a reflection of me? I did mention it earlier, but I guess it was a reflection of me in the in one of the windows. Oh yes, and Dog Hudson was very cool too. I mean, it's not like I'm hiding myself, I guess. Oh, is there another way to get down? I don't know, it looks confusing. There's videos of me before that I've showed myself. I used to do some tech videos. Right, I called it walk-in tech. Oh, I wonder if I'm gonna wander into the event space. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think I'll be okay. Oh, there really is a whole event going on over there. I wonder how I get invited in there. How do I get invited to these events? This seems very cool. Ah. Man. Ha! You saw my tech videos. Yeah. Those are the views. Well, what can we see? We can see what is that? The Brooklyn Bridge? It should be. Yeah, it's the Brooklyn, then the Manhattan, then the Williamsburg. Right there is the Empire State Building. And I think we can even see the tip of the Freedom Tower from where we are, even though we were there. No, not again, Mrs. Commuter. Yeah, I only have the one camera on this phone, so it's all digital zoom. I've not met Action Kid or Urbanist in real life. Virtually, we've definitely run into each other one way or another. What time is it? No, it's okay. I think if I go this way, I can get out of here. I think this is where I go to get down. But anyway, there's an event there, ESPN booths. Each little hut has a fireplace or a log cabin, a log. What do they call it? A Yule log. That's what it is, a Yule log. Am I still super zoomed in? I'm still wearing gloves, so I don't know, it's not that easy. But yeah, I was gonna go into the party, but I don't want to cause any trouble. All right. Oh. I do have to start heading north a little bit quicker. It's almost dinner time for me. Just following and heading to the exit. Yes, I have to be careful. Well, I'm sure you can find some virtual Yule logs to watch. The one thing I miss about having TV is, well, I guess I could probably find a way to do it online, but you used to be able to stream all of the honeymooners, not stream, but all the local channels would show honeymooners 24/7 during New Year's. Yes, I have to think of my offspring. Well, I didn't forget Russian yet, but I'm getting there. My grandma definitely says I'm forgetting all of my Russian. Did I miss anything else? Sorry, these chats. I can only see about three chats at a time on this iPhone 8 screen. That's true. Let's see, no bikes. I have a few seconds to make this light. I can do it. Walking speed is with me again. I think there's still some interesting side streets to see in the South Street Seaport with quaint little houses. What time is it? 6:50. I think somebody asked what's for dinner earlier. I don't know. I've definitely built up an appetite, I'll tell you that. I almost feel like ramen. A nice warm bowl of ramen. Ooh. I wonder if it's the battery dying that's causing. I mean, oop. Jeez. Sorry. I mean, I wouldn't say we're close to the UN. If I were to get in a cab, you could probably get to the UN on the FDR Drive in, I don't know, 5 minutes. But if I'm walking up there, it'll probably take, it would take me about 45 minutes maybe from where I am now if I go north. So some little restaurants here on Front Street with very nice lofty apartments above them. Stephen J, you know, I love sushi, I gotta say. I've gone to some of the, what I think are the best sushi spots in Manhattan, and I can tell you about them. Well, yeah, there are. Unfortunately, more for them because I'm sure it's difficult right now. Most of the homeless shelters are at much lower capacity, so that's why there's even more right now on the streets. So the best sushi places. Well, I mean, I wonder if this is sushi. Huh? Mandalorian, you with the Grogu, the child? Of course. This is an apartment building with the smallest lobby I've ever seen. Oops. The sushi places. sushi places in New York. We just passed one. I've never eaten there, so I can't speak to it. But yeah, I feel like Mandalorian's carrying Star Wars right now. I like my favorite sushi place in New York is Sushi Nakazawa. If you've seen Jiro Dreams of Sushi on Netflix, it was one of his apprentices that was on that show, the bald one, like me. He opened up a sushi joint here, and Mrs. Commuter and I went there a few years back. He was the one serving us our omakase, and that was the best sushi I ever had. Experience was great. The quality of the fish was great. It was perfect. Oh, if you lived in Japan, I bet that Sushi Nakazawa is going to be the closest you'll get. Although I imagine in Japan, you could probably also get much cheaper sushi that's still very good anyway. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. It was not cheap. Did I miss anything? I feel like I missed some things. Калининград, в котором я живу, мог бы быть Нью-Йорком, но даже если everything is too quick. Yeah, one interesting thing I learned about sushi in general is that there's no such thing as like completely fresh fish. Part of the process is all the fish is frozen for a little bit. I never knew that before. Let's try to get across this area. Now the Koch Bridge, the Edward Koch Bridge, I thought that's what they renamed the 59th Street Bridge to, which is much more north of here. Luis, thank you. Thank you for joining. Sounds like it's late there. So I hope you have a good night. Yeah, Steven, exactly. That's what I never really knew. It's one of those things that I assumed the freshest sushi is if you just grab a salmon out of the ocean, grab a tuna and just take a bite out of it. But apparently that's not the case. It has to be aged a little bit. Otherwise the meat is very hard or not as pleasant. No, I'm at where am I? I think I'm under the Manhattan Bridge? No, I'm under the Brooklyn Bridge, I think. I'll know after yeah, this is the Brooklyn Bridge. You can even tell. Alright. Flash frozen. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All I know is it's somewhat frozen. Somehow frozen. Steven, did you eat that raw or was it cooked? I'm just curious. I wonder if you eat it raw, is it better than if you were to get it at a sushi place after it's been aged and whatever else they do to it? Oh, Steven, sure, no problem. If you gotta go, thank you for joining. mean, Olga, I do love sushi, I gotta say. Got it. Yeah, I mean, imagine if you're gonna cook it up, fresh fish is amazing either way. I usually like my salmon to not be completely cooked through. Just past Madison Street down here. Thanks, Steven. Thank you. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate you being here. I mean, I like a lot of different types of sushi. For sure, the usual classics they always tell you, like salmon, tuna, yellowtail, or hamachi. Those are always good. If it's fresh, I love sea urchin. I didn't realize that what you're eating from the sea urchin is the gonads, but you know what? That didn't faze me. It's still very good. Sushi, you really got me started now in sushi. I'm walking north on St. James Place. I think it kind of becomes Bowery, maybe? Because there's a lot of intersections coming up and it's hard to check the maps. I have gloves on. But I'm essentially in Chinatown at this point. Somebody's cooking something. I smell something. I don't know, I think it's this pizza place. It smells like garlic knots. It smells like garlic knots. Yeah, it's I don't know if I ever would have tried them had I known what they were at first. What's the best way to navigate this? I think go this way, then maybe go this way. Do a little diagonal. I mean, here we're coming up on probably a pretty famous part. Well, it's a famous street in Chinatown, Mott Street. Mott Street. They even have a kosher vegetarian Chinese restaurant. Yeah, I cross streets a little haphazardly, is one way to put it. But yep, right now we're in Chinatown. This is full circle dining. They even have air conditioning. Indoor, outdoor booths. So actually they're all completely closed off from each other, so it's kind of one booth per family. This is at, oh, this is a famous dim sum place. This is a famous dim sum place. Ping. Merry Christmas. There's some heaters out there too, but I think it's still pretty chilly. Nobody's eating right now. Transfiguration, Roman Catholic Church and School. And this is another side street. Looks like that place has a little bit of everything. Pho, grilled. Oh, and it does look Vietnamese though. It's not just the pho, it's other Vietnamese delicacies. Uzbek chicken, chahana. That'd be very interesting. If I were to travel anytime soon, where would I go? I've never been to like New Zealand and Australia. I've been to China and Japan, but never like Southeast Asia, so I'd like to go somewhere around there. Yeah, I've been to Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kyoto. That was all in one trip. I've never been back. I do want to go back. Do I have a favorite Chinese restaurant in Chinatown? I have a favorite Chinese restaurant in Chinatown for the reasons of nostalgia. I will show it to you. You know, North Korea would be very interesting. I mean, I think you can go there, from what I remember seeing. Some other people went there, but I think you probably won't even see the real North Korea. I think they take you and show you exactly what they want you to show to the outside world. So I'm gonna go over to Elizabeth Street and I'll show you what happens to be my favorite Chinese restaurant, just because I used to come here almost every weekend when I was in high school, even with my friends. We would go to this place called the Elizabeth Center, where they sold anime on VHS tape, and we would buy Dragon Ball Z tapes and watch them. But across the street was this restaurant called Shanghai Garden that's changed facade over the years. But it still exists. I think they call it something a little different now, Shanghai Asian cuisine, but it's still in the same spot. I think it was still the same owners. But this is it right there. Shanghai Asian cuisine, it's now called. But this was Shanghai Garden. Shanghai Garden. That's right, J&L game store. But this is the Elizabeth Center. Probably closed right now. Yeah, it's closed. We would go there, down the escalators to the basement floor, and go to all the various little shops. I think, yeah, J&L was down there also. I don't think they're there anymore. Yeah. I got a Neo Geo Pocket Color when it was still not out in the United States from here. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody. But First Republic Bank, I like it a lot. I refinanced my student loans with them, and that was a fantastic move. Yeah, there's definitely a J&L over there. I'm gonna go back to Mott Street. But there used to be a J&L down here, too. I guess they only have one location now. I don't think there's one in there anymore. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, J&L was a great way to get imported games. I mean, right now, you know, it's much easier since you can just get everything online, but... The North Face. Hey, North Face is great, especially with some of the recent discount codes I used for them. For those who were here at the beginning, I mentioned I was testing a different phone that only uses Verizon. I wasn't using that phone as a hotspot, and I haven't had a single connection issue, I don't think. So this looks like it's the way to go. No hotspot, just straight up use the Verizon phone. Here we are continuing walking north on Mott Street. It's a garage, of course. Other restaurants, but not much going on in there right now. Took my glove off for a second, now my hand is cold. And just as geography works in the real life, right next to Chinatown is Little Italy. They're right next to each other, just like in real life. So actually, maybe I'll walk over to Mulberry Street and we'll get the whole view. We'll visit the world as it lives in New York. I don't know how many folks really recommend going to Little Italy for true Italian food. I mean, I'm sure you can get it here, but I think a lot of people actually suggest going to a Little Italy in the Bronx. So yeah, now we're walking on Mulberry Street, Little Italy. I think there's a Christmas store here, a very, very Christmassy store. Yeah, I think even Action Kid did a video on the real Little Italy in the Bronx.
That's a great idea.
The Christmas New York store. I think this is open year-round. think they're already closed. I don't see anybody inside. But yeah, that's the Christmas in New York store. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty touristy area. Every year in September, they also do the San Gennaro Festival, where they put up a lot of carnival games and stands, various foods. It's kind of fun. I mean, this looks like a legit little Italian shop for some cheese and meats. Gelso and Gran looks like a very large restaurant on the outside, but they've made some pretty elaborate outdoor dining setups here. Those are particularly intimidating nutcrackers. Renato Tato. Oh, wait, the real Italy's here. Hello. Welcome. While you're here, I'll show you that we were just also in Little Italy. Just behind us. Welcome to Little Italy. That's a nice picture. Mo Gelato. I wonder how this place is. I've never been. I think it's relatively new. Closed now. Might be worth a shot. The best gelato. Mo Gelato, best gelato? Oh, did he? I like his taste, so I definitely trust it. And now my hand is a little cold. Falafels. The famous falafel place everyone quotes here is probably Mamoun's. Mamoun's falafel. I think the original location was on Mcdougall Street, but I think there's also one now in St. Mark's, I think. off the top of my head. Yeah, if it's the one in Mcdougall, it's gotta be Mamoon's. I think that's the one. How would you describe it? Is it like a little bread thing with a potato filling? Chickpeas, yes, chickpeas. That's the key. Been a while since I had a falafel. I used to go to Murray's Falafel on 16th and 1st, but it's closed. Cheese made here. I think we have just reached Houston Street. We were here a couple hours ago, maybe now. You can also do some martial arts at Martial Arts Family Studio. I thought there used to be a billiards place around here. I don't remember where they were, but there was definitely a billiards place around here. Across the street. DT, thank you for your help. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. I'm sure it's very late over there, if I had to take a guess. Alright, I'm going to go back down towards Mott Street. I'm going to go towards Bowery. There's definitely a billiards place around here. I think it closed. No, I don't think we can. We can only get beer. This is weird optical illusion double Mickey. A little jarring to look at. Oof. We've reached Bleecker Street and Mott Street. I've walked all of Bleecker Street before. It's not very long. It starts at Bowery, which we're approaching now. Looks like several other folks are streaming too. That's great. The more the merrier. I think we're all in different areas though. Across the street. Oh. Hopefully you can still hear me. My phone just told me I have low battery mode, even though I had wireless charging on. Yeah, liquor stores really aren't too hard to find here. Technology is failing me. Am I still up? My phone is saying low battery even though I'm supposed to have this wireless charging in here. Good. Bottom's still up.
It's right across the street. I got you, yeah, no problem. Yeah.
We were at the bakery before this.
Yeah,
so.
I got you, don't worry, it's right there.
Oh, that was another. We were at that restaurant a few months back. Can't seem to. Order this. Kiki, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna try to just keep streaming. I think my phone told me it's nearing its end. I don't know that we're charging right now. I don't think we are. All right. That's interesting. It says I'm charging, but I'm at 1% on my phone, so I think just to make sure everything ends okay, I'm gonna wind down here. So thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. 4K Commuter, thank you for your help. Thank you to all new subscribers and watchers. This was definitely fun. So I'm gonna end it here, but thanks again. Good evening, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.